What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam. Hope you guys are doing fantastic tonight. Hope you guys have all had a great start to the weekend. You guys know what time it is, man. We are hopping into a live 2026 fantasy football draft. Got a real draft tonight. This is league number 1. This is a keeper league. So maybe confusing for some of you guys who tune in a little bit later, but as of right now, you guys can see all the keepers on the draft board and nothing else. But we'll be kicking off this draft in about 5 minutes at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And it's going to be a good one. This is the longest standing league for the Catch community. This is the only league that originated the very first year of the channel. And for the most part, we've stuck together. Majority here has stuck together. So I really appreciate this league and always have a good time when League One gets together. Always a very competitive league with a lot of bragging rights attached. Unfortunately, I like no good keepers this year. My team was not good in this league last year for sure. Nonetheless, I think I'm going with DeAndre Swift there in the 4th. Although I could probably just draft him there. I think that's where I'm at. I've gone back and forth throughout the course of the day on who my actual keeper was going to be in this league, if I was going to change it. And this is where I'm at. So I don't know. I still technically got time here to change it, but I just don't know. But nonetheless, we're going to hang out tonight. We're going to talk some fantasy football. I'm probably going to rip a couple underdog drafts after this and hang out with you guys, talk some fantasy football. So you guys know what it is, man. We're going to hang out here and wait for everybody to get in here and start this draft right at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So any fantasy football questions that you guys have, redraft, dynasty, or best ball, feel free to chime in the chat. And we're going to have a good time tonight. Talk some fantasy football, throw together some fantasy football squads. So we finish getting set up here, and we'll go from there. So we got a little bit of preseason action to talk about. Nothing crazy though. It definitely wasn't a super fantasy relevant day, but we did have some football on the TV, and that never hurts. All right, just a few more minutes here. All right. And we actually will probably have basically preseason games on this whole stream. It depends on when the Cowboys Cardinals ends, but probably this whole stream. So see what happens. All right, sorry, I just want to make sure I got everything squared away for the draft here. A little bit of action in the league chat there, but nothing of relevance, just smack talking. Also good to see, I suppose. All right, just went ahead and sent out the final warning on Sleeper. I'll go ahead and just send it on Discord as well. And then we'll just talk a little bit about preseason. All right. 2 minutes. Last night, Sleeper was giving us some issues. I surely hope that we have no issues today. All right, we get to kick it off with the Commanders and the Lions. Jaden Daniels played one drive. There was nothing. Our offensive line couldn't do anything. He got sacked. That was basically it. Got hurried, threw an incompletion, got sacked. That was it. Katron Allen, 3 yards per carry today, 10 carries, 30 yards. Not as good of an outing for Robert Henry, who looked much better last week in his limited preseason action. We did get some more involvement out of Antonio Williams today. He had 3 targets, 3 catches for 41 receiving yards. Still very unclear, like, the pecking order of the wide receivers here outside of McLaurin and Diggs. We got a lot of names. Van Jefferson, Mark Brown. Still got a little bit of Chicken Conquo, tight end. We got Jalen Lane, Luke McCaffrey. Still crossing my fingers it'll be Antonio Williams. But yeah, not a whole lot there. For the Lions, we saw a little Josh Dobbs out there today, but really nobody of fantasy relevancy worth talking about. No true starters out there. So that one was not super interesting. Sorry, lost my place here. All right, draft's going to kick off in about 1 minute here, probably less. So Falcons were at the Colts. Falcons put up 34 points. All right, let's kick this bad boy off. Draft is underway. Falcons, once again, nothing of fantasy relevancy. We saw Zachariah Branch, rookie wide receiver, have 3 targets, 2 catches, 15 receiving yards. That's it. Like, there's literally nobody else that I think we should even bother talking about. Anthony Richardson did not look great today, but I still think overall he has looked better than Riley Leonard at the end of the day. Really no confidence in these Colts QB2, QB3s. All right, I'm worried made for TV's gonna miss this pick. But what's the worst that can happen? He's gonna get Jahmyr Gibbs. Bijan got autoed. I'll get to the chat in just a second here. I just want to run through the games. Wow, Steven goes with Jamar Chase. I like it. I like it. I like it. Really, for the Colts, nothing to really talk about. Deion Burks, a little bit of involvement today, 5 targets, 4 catches. Could still see some potential work with all the injuries there. That's really it. All right, I'll come back to the preseason games in a second here. Set a bun. What's up, bro? Glad you're here. Sir Denise got offered JSN and Tet for A Chain and AJ Brown. Already have JT and Kenneth. I would take the wide receivers here. I mean, this is a pretty fair trade still, but definitely good value there in the wide receivers. Ooh, on the clock. See, I almost used CeeDee Lamb as my keeper, who's like the top pick here. I think I gotta go Lamb. I could just, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I used him as my keeper. Like, I just really didn't win anything. But yeah, this is a pretty fair trade. I think I prefer Jay. I mean, it really depends on the rest of your team if you have time to put out the full roster here. J Dub's in the house. Hello, hello. I'm just worried about JD5 in general. In general, I'm worried about it. Sorry, I got to hone in on this pick. A lot of names, not a lot of results in the Washington wide receiver room. Yeah, 100%. A lot of good players here, man. A lot of good players. Go Genty. Let's see. Enter 48 months of membership. 4 years is wild. Absolutely wild. We appreciate you, Spence. J-Dub's also 48 months. Let's go, guys. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you guys, more importantly, for being here for 4 years. Andrea, hello, hello. Drake May, JT, Kenneth, JSN Pickens, Fannin. Who's Ray? Tet? Tet. Yeah. It's a solid squad. Jason Pickens, Tet kind of outweighs for me the running back situation for you. I mean, I really like AJ and I really like AJ Brown. I don't think there's any reason to not like those guys. Um, yeah, I do think that if you do the trade, your roster pretty solid there. More important question is how do you feel about the trade? All right, Bills and Browns. Yeah, not a whole lot to report on this game. We did see a little bit of Shadur Sanders, a little bit of Deshaun Watson. Sanders did throw an interception, but it wasn't entirely his fault. Deshaun Watson did throw an interception that was more his fault. But like, what do we really take away from this game? Uh, Overall, Browns quarterback room is not going to be great. Then Dylan Gabriel was 0 of 1 throwing the football today. And that really sums up the Browns quarterback situation. Just throwing Dylan Gabriel in there, having him have one passing attempt and 0 completions. Isaiah Bond is making some, I won't say buzz, but like he's and in terms of the players that are playing for the Browns, Bond is doing something in these preseason games, kind of. But yeah, not a whole lot to go over in terms of like fantasy relevant players for the Browns today, and definitely not for the Bills. Vikings Giants. We saw a little bit of JJ McCarthy, a little bit of Carson Wentz. We got a drive out of Kyler Murray. Demond Claiborne had 12 carries for 34 total rushing yards. Saw a little bit of Aaron Jones today. Saw a little bit of Jordan Mason. In terms of receivers, we did see Jordan Addison out there. Had a catch today. Ty Felton had a really nice catch in this game. Why does it say Ty Felton only had 5 receiving yards? I think he had a big catch in that game. Am I crazy? Stephen Picnico Collins. Everybody remind Stephen that he loves the Texans. We saw a drive out of Jackson Dart for the Giants today. 3 of 4 did throw a passing touchdown. That went to Malachi Fields, who continues to make some buzz here in the preseason. We saw a little Cam Scatabo today. Saw a little Tyrone Tracy, a little Devin Singletary. No Najee Harris. Yeah, Malachi Fields, 3 targets, 3 catches, 34 receiving yards, and a tutty. 2 preseason games in a row. A tutty. Steven drafted Jeremiah Love. He's a Cardinals fan. We saw a little Isaiah Likely, 2 targets, 2 catches for him, 11 receiving yards. Still saw a little bit of Theo Johnson out there too. Giants, another one of these teams where there's a lot of fluctuation of really what that wide receiver room could potentially look like come week 1. Sorry, I skipped over the Dolphins almost. But there's really nothing to talk about. We saw a little bit of Ollie Gordon, a little bit of Jalen Wright. Who's gonna be that RB2? Who knows? If I'm not mistaken, I think Jalen Wright got a little bit banged up too. That's really it. Kevin Coleman Jr. got his first action. He had 5 targets. He had 2 catches for 32 receiving yards. Don't know if he's gonna necessarily beat out Caleb Douglas in that pecking order. Saints, Rams. Rams came out of this one 34-0. Combination of Spencer Rattler and Zach Wilson playing at quarterback for the Saints. They both threw an interception today. Saw a little bit of Kendre Miller, a little bit of Ty Chandler. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I didn't even know Ty Chandler was still playing. In terms of the receivers for the Saints, keep an eye on some names here like Bryce Lance, Bub Means, and they didn't do a whole lot today. The Rams deployed Stetson Bennett and Ty Simpson. Stetson Bennett had 2 rushing touchdowns today. Jarquez Hunter had a rushing touchdown at the running back position as well. Ty Simpson was 8 of 12. Stetson Bennett was 19 of 31. I think the quarterback room is pretty much set there. A little bit of CJ Daniels today. He had 13 total targets, caught 8 of them for 68 receiving yards. He continues to be a name that I'm paying close attention to, more so in like dynasty formats, maybe best ball, but maybe somebody who could still be relevant. I mean, if we see Puka or Adams go down, like who is really the guy there? Right now, when you look at that roster, it's a lot of question marks. It was gonna be a tough pick for me here at the 310. Instead of made it easier, 'cause I think I really would have gone Lad there. See, part of me wishes I just used my keeper for Lamb at the 110. I just didn't have a keeper, basically. 'Cause I feel like Swift's kinda in my way here. Although I like Swift over just about every available running back. Some really good wide receivers here, for sure. But I'm gonna go ETN. I'm gonna go triple RB in this league. ETN's probably the only available running back that I would like over Swift. I can see Shane. I don't even know what in the world Spencer's ever gonna do, but I could see one of these 2 guys going ETN there. But yeah, some really good wide receivers available here as well. It's a tough pick here. I'm basically going hero wide receiver. Also, so far, sleeper, no glitches, right? It's good news. But yeah, outside of that, we've got a couple games still in action. Bears, Bengals, Eagles, Pats, Chiefs, Bucks. Last update I saw for the Chiefs and Bucks was that Justin Fields had a 20-yard loss. Avon, what's going on? Hello, hello. Cat's going off the wall, off plan. After getting Gibbs. Did everything just go okay? Dane got hit with 2 auto picks. Is that everything good? Hold on, we might have an issue, Cinnabon. I like Cinnabon's team a lot. Yeah, I think the sleeper glitch just happened. All right, guys, don't let the clock get close to going down. All right. All right, didn't happen to I was worried it gonna happen to Michael there. Oh, also, I hate like I don't really ever put anyone in my queue, but anytime the glitch thing happens, it pulls up my queue. And it throws off my rhythm completely. Yeah, and I don't like the fact that I'm drafting next to Cinnabon. Let's cross our fingers to stay in a rhythm here. Chase, what's good, bro? Hello, hello. Let's take a look here. Bears, Bengals. Saw a little Caleb Williams today. He was 2 of 5 for 28 passing yards. Saw a lot of Roshan Johnson. A little bit of Colston Loveland. He had a catch today. A little bit of Roman Dunze. He had 2 targets, 1 catch. That's really it. For the Bengals, nothing. Nothing to report. And that game is towards the end of the third quarter. I don't think much is going to change. Will Shipley had a touchdown today. Tanner McKee threw a touchdown to Britton Covey. Saw some Tommy DeVito action for the Patriots. Did throw a touchdown. Did run a little bit as well. 3 rushing attempts for 44 total rushing yards. Saw some Kyle Williams involvement. Kyle Williams study today. A lot of people are hyping double RB at the 1-2 turn. How do you feel about that? I would say based on just like consensus, ADP is basically like impossible unless you get a Lamb or a JJ, as you guys see on the screen here tonight. I mean, it's really just there's really no other choice. You know, like what else are you supposed to do? And I will say, like running back dries up very quickly, generally speaking, in these drafts this year. So you also kind of have to go early running back. And I think there's some good depth at wide receiver throughout the course of most drafts. So, I mean, like, I don't think it's like the end all be all best strategy, but I do think that a double hero running back strategy in general has proven to be a good strategy. And yeah, if you're at the end of the turn there this year, it's like you're just kind of in a position where you have to, you know? Yeah, Justin Fields not looking too sharp tonight. We did see a little bit of Garrett Newsmeyer. This game is still obviously going on. Saw a little bit of Amari DeMarcado, saw a little bit of Emmett Johnson. We even saw 2 carries for Kenneth Walker. Emmett Johnson had a catch. Amari DeMarcado had a catch. Cyrus Allen had a 3-yard catch. For the Bucks, we did see a drive for Baker Mayfield. He was 2 of 4 for 10 passing yards. So a little Kenny Gainwell, a little Bucky Irving out there. That's really it. Cameron Johnson getting some catches. Yeah, not a whole lot to report there. I feel like it's you guys just got to be on your toes. I feel like this is. Oh no, that's right. Okay, I'm on the same pace as the draft. Okay, it's freaking me out again. Oh, Cinnabon. Price a good pick there, man. I mean, truly a good pick. Go Parker Washington. After McBride and Bowers, how soon should you draft guys like Loveland and Warren? I mean, I personally am not an early tight end drafter. I would much rather sit back and generally going to see Warren closer to the fifth. If you want to go Tyler Warren in the fifth, I'm okay with that. I'm not drafting a tight end before that. I'm not spending their premium draft pick on McBride, on Bowers, or Loveland. Um, and even if the price of Tyler Warren starts to get too high, I just am not going to do it. I'm going to go later on tight end. So for me, I'd never stress about the tight end position. You're always going to find later round guys who can be very productive, can be top 8, top 10 at the position. I would say not too much earlier. Can definitely rate your fantasy team, Anthony Edwards Glazer. What about running back and AJ Brown? I think that's fine. Like if you want to skip a little cluster of running backs, you want to take a AJ Brown, you want to take a Drake London, a Nico Collins, a Neighbors, a Devonta Smith, a Olave. I'm not going to fault you. No way. Yeah, I think a Genti and AJ Brown, Hampton and AJ Brown, Cook and AJ Brown, whatever combination is, I'm completely fine with that too. Jason Kenobi's in the house. What's up? What's up? Yeah, I had a really bad team in this league last year. Um, I got smacked in this league last year. I like my keeper options for this league were god awful, and I wish I had just kept Lamb. Lamb was my first round pick last year. I ended up taking him anyway, so I almost just kind of wish that I I just kept Lamb, but I kept to answer your question, I kept DeAndre Swift in the fourth. But my draft order, I mean, I guess I could have kept Barkley in the second, but then once again, it's like I could have just drafted Barkley theoretically, although he went at the 2-2. But yeah, I had Lamb in the first, Barkley in the second, Josh Allen, DeAndre Swift, Xavier Worthy, J.K. Dobbins, Jordan Addison, Jawan Jennings, Christian Kirk, Shaheed, Donta Thornton, Rashad White, Jonnu Smith. Initially, I was just going to keep Rashad White, but then like he got a little injury popped up and all that. So I decided I'd just keep Swift because I do like him in that tier running backs a lot. And we've actually seen Swift move up in ADP and in some of the actual drafts we've done over the past couple of days. Like he does go a little bit against ADP. People are out there wanting to draft him. So yeah, I did not have good options. Addison the seventh. Yeah, my team last year was just not good. It's not good. Lane, Swoll, Chase. I wanted Rome. Rome's a good pick in that range for sure. But yeah, I like your start a lot, Cinnabon. But yeah, I'm okay with this start. I mean, honestly, as long as Steven doesn't win this league again this year, I'm good. All right, how we feeling, guys? I probably wasn't gonna go Jaderon Price there anyways. Yeah, you guys should know better. You're not getting no Sutton around me. Getting lots of hate messages from Steven right now. Pretty pick there. A veteran, a crusty Chris Godwin. Great pick, Steven. A pair great with Jeremiah Love's broken ankle and David Montgomery's 40-year-old running back. I don't even know if Steven can hear this, but yeah, if you guys have trade questions, if you have team reviews, roster reviews, if you have dynasty questions, whatever, let me know. Let me know. All right, we are already into the seventh round. This draft is flying by. How we feeling out there, boys and girls? I don't know how I'm feeling yet. Stribling is gone. Bye-bye, Stribling. Oh, look, everyone. Steven made it. Andrew's feeling good. Steven Scott with the new YouTube account. Cinnabon annoyed that there's people having better drafts than me. Dude, I don't know. I like your squad, bro. Cats. Yeah, I mean, dude, that's where Stribling went in last night's draft. He won the 7th round. It's not unorthodox at all. Steven, I will review all the teams at the end. You're not getting special treatment here. You really got a thing for Monty, huh? Steven loves David Montgomery this year. How do we feel about it, chat? Kenobi likes the second team, Steven's team. Scary in a good way. Scary and like his team could crumble. Steven is the former champ. Yeah, what does that even mean? What is K2L? Steven's here, guys. Monty's got hips like Jagger. Scattaboo on the block, 1-for-1. Cats is already trading. No surprise. Everyone hit Cats' inbox. Where did Marvin Harrison went the 5-1? Okay. You're dealing with Cats soon before the draft ends. Go Michael Wilson here. I don't like being in between J-Dubs, Cinnabon, Shane, and Spencer. Certainly not a great feeling. Kobe Myers for Scatabo. Kobe Myers has a jammed finger, jammed hand, something. I don't think it's really going to matter. Jordan Mason's a good pick there, man. I was eyeing some Jordan Mason. I'm not going to lie to you guys. You go QJ. Go back. You can't up a draft to the free Olave in the 7th. It's funny because Steven really hated that Olave pick last year when it happened. Turned out to be like his best pick. But yeah, I mean, let's see here. This is basically your core roster. Steven outside of tight end. Burrow, Jeremiah Love, Monty, Chase, Nico, flexing Godwin, flexing Olave. I mean, if Love is healthy and Monty hits the way you think, you're in a good spot. I got to see if I can fill the 3 wide receiver league by tomorrow. If anybody wants to play in the 3 wide receiver league, let me know. $20 buy-in. I'm drafting Monday. If I can't get it filled, then we're gonna have to delay the draft. But we'll figure it out. The final league of the year. Yeah, Mason was a nice pick there. Mason is also a player who's going a little bit against ADP. Can't always bank on getting him where he goes. Lave may have been the best keeper. Javonte in the 9th, very nice for Jerry. Made for TV at Luther in the 10th. Also, close to Loveland in the 10th, like not having to worry about tight end, but knowing you got Loveland for J Dubs, very, very good keeper there too. Thoughts on Cyrus Allen and all the hype? I mean, I think he's worth drafting, but we got a lot of rookie hype trains right now. Just can't be upset if they come to a stop as soon as the season starts. But I think that wide receiver 2 spot between Thornton, Xavier Worthy, maybe Cyrus Allen, it could be up for grabs. Cats, I think you're selling yourself short. I think you'd be a great NFL wide receiver. All right, guys. Heading into the end of the 8th here. Let's go. Let's go. Jerry on the clock. Go Stafford. I also love this league because this is like a true homer league. Never exactly know what's going to happen. Steven goes with Bill. I like that. You want to swap your Dynasty Teams account that you're using? We suck league to your gold. I don't know what this. You guys have your own discussion there. Cats, I believe that. I believe that. Yeah, I mean, this is a tough crowd to really draft with and think you're going to be able to sit back and have players fall you as the draft goes on. It's a pretty verse group right here. That's for sure. And with it being a keeper league, in general, ADP is going to be a little bit crazy. Made for TV goes 2 tight ends, 2 quarterbacks through the 6th through the 9th round. Steven's a hard man to get a hold of, that's for sure. Steven's also getting married, guys. This time next week, Steven will be married. He's getting married a week from today. Everyone congratulates Steven, who was going to pick Kittle, and now he can't. Who's Diggs? I feel like Diggs are pretty good value there. Steven loading up on those Commanders. Love to see it. So sad that Jaden Higgins is on IR. So a player in this draft I might draft just to potentially make Steven sad. Man, Matthew Golden looked pretty good yesterday. Steven canceling his wedding. He's angry for losing Kittle. Be okay. Oh, Cinnabon. What is this? I don't like that feeling that you're giving me. I truly don't. Addison is a great value there in the 9th, man. Very good value. Yeah, I knew it was gonna be Ferguson as soon as he said that. Andrea has been coming after Fergie late too. That's my guy. Guy. Not on my team though. Yeah, I would have taken Concepcion here as well. Very solid pick, J Dubs. Team's in an interesting spot here. What I want to do here. I feel like Kittle's really a player. He doesn't truly have like an actual ADP. He really is going all over the place in drafts right now. Well, there's a couple players available here that play football. Just not sure which one I want to draft. Or Chris Rodriguez. Need some running back help. Yeah, Pittman I was eyeing as well. I didn't want to pull the trigger. Chase 50-50 between Kelsey and Concepcion. I mean, Kelsey's good value there too, man. I like Charbonnet here. I thought about going Charbs. How's your? Jeremiah Love's not going to play single down this year. All right, has Sleeper felt a lot more smooth tonight compared to last night for everybody? I think it's much better than last night. Keeper valued Tyson and Charbs. I like that. I like it. I got no beef with the decisions, Vince. Sleepers finally maybe fixed. It's a rough night last night. All right, guys. About to the middle of the 10th. Who do you think will be the better back in Pittsburgh? I'm more inclined to draft Rico Dowdle just based on his ADP as of right now. I think he's going to be just as, if not more, productive than Jalen Warren, and he's going at a much cheaper ADP. So I would rather have Dowdle. In general, I do think he'll be the more valuable fantasy running back there. One of those year force ticket tight end that I hate. Hey, at least Kincaid. I mean, all reports are indicating that he's been much more involved. Dude, Jalen Coker. I mean, Xavier Legette's banged up now. I mean, Coker's got to be the number 2 option. Sleeper won't let me stash Tyson on IR. He has a. He doesn't until the Saints give him an actual designation. Uh, can't do anything about it. Is Darren Waller eligible? Eligible for what? IR or to draft? He's definitely draftable. Yeah, Tyson hasn't been placed on IR yet. Saints waiting to see they might be able to get him back before week 5. Exactly. Also depends on your league settings. I mean, my leagues it would be have to be IR pup list, be IR eligible, but some leagues that you put a doubtful or out player or whatever. Yeah, so it's adjusted to your league settings. Can't do anything about it. I do likely, Stephen. It's a little up in the air, really, what like the pecking order for that offense is going to look like in terms of pass catchers. Obviously, Neighbors, but then next to Neighbors is like we have a lot of question marks really about what that team is going to look like. Um, but I think Isaiah likely could be a huge part of it. But you still got Darius Slayton, Calvin Austin, Darnell Mooney, Malachi Fields. Like, and then I guess you could argue Odell, maybe Jalen Hyatt, I guess. And they still got Theo Johnson hanging around. Like I do think Theo Johnson will see some sort of volume, especially with the emergence of more teams utilizing multiple tight ends. Um, but yeah, I like likely. If he were to come back to me here, I would have definitely taken. I almost took him overall this year. I'll say that much. Yeah, there's also like this chance that like it just doesn't come to fruition here more likely. But the encouraging thing is obviously Harbaugh coming over from the Ravens, likely coming over from the Ravens. I do think he'll be part of that offense. So I like him. But yeah, the makeup of this offense is still a bit unclear. But I would still be surprised if he wasn't a big part of it for sure. It's a good pick. Still. So yeah, I like Debo there as well in the 11th. Certainly holds some sort of value. Aaron Jones kind of fell tonight. Remember, guys, once the draft ends, waivers will not be open. Yeah, we'll just run like normal. So keep that in mind. You got to enter waiver claims. I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Jonah Coleman gone. Man, what was it take Cyrus? He was there. I'm just gonna be I think Kyle Williams can carve out a bigger role. He's looking good in preseason. Yeah, to some degree for sure. But you still got to remember, like, truly AJ Brown, then Romeo Dobbs, and then I think they want to play Demario Douglas in the slot still, and then Kyle Williams in the slot. So if you can beat out Douglas for snaps, then definitely, yeah. No idea what I want to do with this pick. I guess that's my potential keeper, Denzel Boston. Like Kyle Williams isn't somebody that I have a huge radar on for like redraft purposes. You know, it happens. It happens. Might be a waiver wire pickup. Did you inspire me? In what way did you take Boston late? I don't remember what happened last night's draft. The beard looks good, right? Okay, so once the draft ends, I will. By the way, I almost took Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence a great value here. Yeah, I'll go through everyone's team. And I'm probably gonna draft an underdog team. How do you guys feel? How do you feel about the squads? Boston was your final pick last night. Must be. I'm always subconsciously thinking about you. Chase Brown, back to back years taking a QB last pick. You know how we do over here, bro. I'm right there with you, dog. I'm always missing a QB. Yeah, the decision there was take Boston, have a potential for a good keeper. Really try not to like overthink keepers too much, you know, or just go Trevor Lawrence, who's a fantastic value. In the end, I made my decision. Steven, I will be really shocked if you don't pick one particular player at the 13.2 here. I was going to pick this player, and I just didn't. Spence got team IR, gotta get through the first few weeks. Yeah, he got a couple injuries over there. Ah, I knew it. I knew Steven was gonna pick Keenan Allen. I knew it, and I almost picked him, but it just didn't really work out to where it was gonna make any sense for this squad. I knew you were gonna pick Keenan Allen. It's a good pick, honestly. I took him at the final pick in last night's draft. I actually think Keenan Allen. I'm actually a little bit surprised he's not going a little bit higher. Very, very bad boy. Yeah, Spence, you got Monungai hurt, Pierce hurt, Tyson hurt, Watson could be hurt anytime, Igbuka's hurt. I guess A-Chain's not hurt. But you got a lot of upside on that team. You're very generally an upside type drafter, if that makes any sense. I actually feel pretty much okay about my team. It's like not I don't have a lot of like sexy names on this team, but I'm okay with it. I think. Yeah, this is a bit of a wild league. Really enforced how good late round quarterback is. Yeah, but you can't get too comfortable with that. I'm telling you, man. Like it always feels that way, and it did work out tonight. But second you get comfortable with it, we have a lot of leagues, and especially in the mocks, right? This is usually how it looks in the mocks, and then there are a lot of leagues where when it comes draft night, it is not that way at all. So yeah, I'm glad you took Burrow early, so you missed out. You are a gambling man. Are you literally gambling on MLB? Yeah, Hurts ended up being a great value tonight. I was thinking about taking him if he fell there where it took UJ. Like that would have been really tough. I was really hoping to get Bo next year. It's a great pick for Chase. Yeah, Spencer getting Herbert there is great. I had a strong feeling that Cinnabon was going to take Baker here, even though he doesn't want him. Even though he has the same bye week as Caleb Williams. So congrats. Just give me the midget. Just give me the midget. All right, who's Mr. Irrelevant? Let's see it. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here with your Packers fan crap. All right, let's take a look at everybody's team. Made for TV. Sorry, I don't know what happened with the first pick if you didn't want Bijan. I started the draft. It looked like everything was normal. All right, your keeper is Luther Burden. You got a great value there. You got Drake May and Jaden Daniels should be set at quarterback. Laporta and Kittle should definitely be set at tight end as well. Bijan, Jacobs, Hendo, really good running back room. Henderson fell a bit in this draft, comparatively speaking. Emmett Johnson could be a great keeper. So could Black. Good, kind of handcuffs to end your draft there at running back. Didn't really go heavy at wide receiver. One thing that does worry me. But you got Neighbors, MH, Luther Burden. You had that advantage going in the draft that you had Luther Burden already. Then you got Debo's really good value. I'm not ever inclined to go double quarterback and double tight end. Maybe one or the other. But double on both in a double flex league does tend to worry me a little bit. But you're going to be starting one of the two quarterbacks, one of the two tight ends, Bijan and Jacobs. Neighbors and MH, that's a really strong core. Then you're flexing Marvin Harrison, then you're flexing Luther Burden. And then you still have the option of Henderson potentially starting, right, if you need him at running back. So the core of this team, very strong, including the flexes when everything's said and done. Did I say that right? One of the two quarterbacks, one of the two tight ends, Bijan, Jacobs, Neighbors, MH, flexing Burden. Then you are flexing Henderson, I'm sorry. So, yeah, but the core roster, starting roster, very good. Steven goes Burrow in the fifth. He was really happy about it when it happened. He texted me extremely mean things. Apparently, he's regretting that decision now. Got Likely in the 10th, so starting Burrow and Likely, starting Jeremiah Love and Monty. Music feels a little loud. Hopefully, Jeremiah Love is alive. Hopefully, Monty at age 29, going into his 8th season, is okay this season, too. Bill was a great value. I actually really like Tajay Spears in the 12th as well. Chase, Nico, Godwin, Olave, Diggs, Rashid, Shaheed, and Keenan Allen. Said that you didn't even see that Gibbs was available. Handed him right to Cats. Let's see. Starting lineup. Starting Burrow, starting Likely, starting Love and Monty, Chase, Nico, flexing Olave, flexing Godwin, but you could end up flexing Bill, could end up flexing Diggs, could move Bill into running back over one of the other two. He might need to. The status of Jeremiah Love, he could be ready week 1. Who knows? Maybe you're even flexing Keenan Allen here. So core roster works. You have some options on the bench there as well. Could be much worse. Could be much worse. I don't think it's a bad team by any stretch here. By any stretch. Jets. Got Lamar in the 6th. Went late round tight end. Ended up with Jawan Johnson, which I truly don't think is the worst possible outcome. Tight end 8 last year in full PPR, and we got some injuries over there. Jordan Tyson, so Juwan's probably going to get some volume. Gibbs, Hall, Tootin, Scatabo, who's your keeper. Lave was Stevens' keeper. Forgot to mention that. Keaton Mitchell, Mike Washington Jr. You got pretty good value at running back throughout the course of this draft. A.J. Brown, J-Mo. Of course, you drafted J-Mo. Stribling, Golden, Coker. I mean, this is a team that got some sneaky values here. Starting Lamar, starting Jawan, starting Gibbs and Breece Hall, A.J. Brown and J-Mo. The flex kind of up to discussion here, but it's probably Tootin Scatabo, right? Could be a scary team if everything lines up for you, man. Jerry, keeper was Javonte in the 9th. Went double tight end early. Loveland was already gone. So got McBride in the 2nd, Warren in the 4th. You're definitely going to get a tight end. Stafford and Mahomes. Can't really hate on that. Puka, Cardinal Tate, Metcalf, Worthy, Hunter, Cooper. Not very strong at wide receiver here. There's some concern, but maybe some upside too. Let's be realistic. So we're starting one of the two quarterbacks, starting McBride, starting Kyron and Javonte. Chuba's a little banged up. Starting Puka and Metcalf. But you do have the ability to flex Tyler Warren, which you will most likely be doing. And probably flexing Cardinal Tate or Xavier Worthy. You gotta kind of have to figure that out. Maybe Chuba if he's healthy. Yeah, I'm never a fan of the double tight end early strategy. But we'll see what happens, bro. Andrea goes, Purdy was your keeper in the 11th. Purdy and Goff at quarterback. Got Ferguson there in the 9th. Should be good at quarterback and tight end. Judkins, Pollard, Brooks, Rashad White. Man, Rashad White wouldn't be 8th. Maybe Rashad should have been my keeper still. Nonetheless, Kamara in the 13th. St. Brown, London, Smitty, great start at wide receiver. Wandera Robinson, great value in the 7th. Jacoby Lane, why not? Could be your keeper, right? So you're starting one of the two quarterbacks, starting Ferguson, starting Judkins and Pollard, St. Brown at London, Smitty, Robinson. Maybe you're flexing Brooks, though. Maybe you could flex White. Solid team. Michael, let's see. Your keeper was Rasheed Rice in the 5th. So starting Prescott and T-Law at quarterback. Didn't really need T-Law, but I totally understand taking him. Too good of a value to pass up on, right? Bowers and Fannin. Another kind of double early-ish tight end. Bucky Irving, Dobbins, Corum, Aaron Jones. Running back is a little bit sketchy. Gosh, you guys are going crazy in the sleeper chat. Crazy. Let's see. At wide receiver here, you got JSN, DJ Moore, Rice, Addison, Jalen Naylor. Interesting. So overall here, we're starting one of the two quarterbacks, starting Bowers, starting Bucky and Dobbins, JSN, DJ Moore, flexing Rasheed Rice, flexing Addison. If the running backs can hit here, you can also flex Harold Fannin, but the running backs can stay healthy and hit here, even just get you a floor. It could be a really good team for sure. Chase. Perfect example of going late round quarterback. Get Bo Nix in the 13th, QB7 2 years in a row. Love it. Kelsey and Andrews, good at tight end. Your keeper was Pickens in the 4th. So C-Mac, Henry, Ramondre, which all reports are indicating that he's the RB1. Woody Marks, Jonah Coleman. I like it. Higgins, Pickens, Adunze, Reed, Shakir. Good value at wide receiver, too. So starting Nix, one of the two tight ends, C-Mac and Henry, Higgins and Pickens, flexing Adunze. Then you got to kind of figure out that second flex, but Stevenson, Reed, Marks, Shakir, Andrews, or Kelsey, like all these guys can be flex options. Pretty solid team there for sure. J-Dubs. Keeper was Loveland in the 10th. You did not have to worry about tight end at all in this draft. Very solid. So Josh Allen at quarterback, also very solid. JT, Walker, Harvey, Dowdle at running back. Don't hate it. Flowers, Evans, Downs, Concepcion. Cyrus Allen, who stole from me, Malik Washington, Trey Harris. So definitely good value at wide receivers there. Starting Allen and Loveland, Taylor, Walker, Flowers, Evans. Then your flex is kind of open here. Harvey, Dowdle, Downs, Concepcion, maybe one of these other guys. It'll work. Cinnabone. Let's see. Your keeper was Caleb Williams in the 11th and spitefully drafted Baker Mayfield against my will. Then you also got Kincaid in the 10th. How do you feel about Kincaid? I'm a little shaky on Kincaid this year. Been burnt by him for quite some time now, though. James Cook, Chase Brown, Jadarian Price, Kenneth Gainwell, and Tyrone Tracy. I think you really did well at running back in this draft. Ladd, Devonta, Myers, Lemon, Dobbs, also pretty good at wide receiver value. So starting one of the two quarterbacks, probably starting Caleb Williams. By the way, has the same bye week as Baker Mayfield. So I want to remind you of that. Starting Kincaid, starting Cook and Chase Brown, which is scary. Starting Ladd and Adams. Then your flex is basically open here between Price, Myers, Lemon, Gainwell, maybe Dobbs. I like this team. I think it's a very good team. Shane took Kraft as your keeper in the 10th. Got Hurts and Dart at quarterback. A lot of upside there. Hurts a great value in the 7th. Barkley, Jalen Warren, Jordan Mason, Brian Robinson, Tank Bigsby. J.J. Waddle, Wilson, B. Tom Pittman at wide receiver. So starting Hurts, starting Kraft, starting Barkley and Warren, Barkley and Mason, J.J. Waddle, Wilson, B. Tom. So the core roster is very good. If you get that RB2 to hit, also I said Kraft, yeah, starting Kraft. Might be playing the waiver wire at running back, but outside of that, man, very sharp team. Spencer. What did we do tonight? By the way, before any of you guys leave, I'm very happy that you guys are part of this league. Once again, this league means the most to me out of any of the leagues in the catch community. And yeah, some of you guys have been here for like 5 years now, 6 years almost. I really do appreciate this league. I'm glad that you guys got together with me tonight, that we got to draft. Spencer, who the heck was your keeper? Pitts. Pitts was your keeper. Okay. So Herbert, Love, you're going to quarterback. Pitts, you're going to tight end. A-Chain, Hampton. These are like, I really wanted Hampton in this draft. I'm not going to lie. Those just feel like the most Spencer running backs possible. Monungai, Charbonnet. You'll make some moves here between Charbonnet, Pierce, and Tyson, I'm sure, and the waiver. Although they could all be out there week one outside of Charbonnet, I guess. We'll see what happens. T. Mac, Igbuka, McLaurin, Watson, Pierce, Tyson. So you're starting Herbert, Pitts, A-Chain, Hampton, T. Mac, Igbuka, McLaurin, Watson. And you got some good bench candidates for sure. Solid squad, bro. I don't underestimate any guys in this league, that's for sure. All right, what did I do? Late round quarterback, no surprise. I kept Swift in the fourth. As we talked about earlier, I had no good keepers in this league this year. Like the main reason I took Denzel Boston in 12th. I just need a shot at a good keeper. Starting Kyler and Goddard at QB and tight end. Running backs got Genty, ETN, Swift, Chris Rodriguez, Algier. Wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Parker Washington, Sutton, Michael Wilson, QJ, and Denzel Boston. Like, I think this team can work, but there's like, I don't know if there's quite anything that puts this team. I just feel like I got good values, but like, I don't know. If Jeremiah Love misses an extended amount of time, Algier could be really good value. I do think that the Jaguars are going to use both Tootin and Rodriguez. I don't know. I think this team could work. I like that wide receivers room that I got between the 5th and the 8th. Starting Kyler and Goddard, Genty and ETM. I guess I'm going to say Genty and Swift. Starting Lamb, starting Parker Washington, probably flexing ETN, flexing Sutton. I still have the options of Michael Wilson and Quentin Johnston to fit in, and maybe Rodriguez and Algier. But if not, they're still valuable enough late round running backs. Boston, we'll see what happens. Could be playing the waiver a little bit here, quarterback and tight end. There's always the risk with late round quarterbacks and tight ends, but overall, I'm pretty okay with this team. What do you guys think about this one? See, like, I'm just wondering, like, no matter what happened, if I kept Lamb in the first or Swift in the fourth, I probably would have taken. Like, obviously, I took Lamb in the first. I probably would have taken Swift at the 4-3 unless I went wide receiver there. Then it would have been Adams. I don't know if the other option would have been Rachaad White in the 12th. Maybe that was the right thing, but I just kind of didn't have an issue with locking up Swift. And it is what it is, bro. I think this team can make some noise. Robert, good to see you. What's good, bro? Tough with keepers. Team the board. I took a solid starting 6. Took upside in my flexes. Spencer had to get A-Chain. Whipping with the A-Chain. Whipping with the chain. Team of the night, bro. Might be your squad. Might be your squad. Caleb, Kincaid. Kincaid does scare me, but tight end's so fixable. Cook, Brown. You guys know, I think quarterback and tight end's always fixable. So we think about just the running backs and flexes and wide receivers. Cook, Brown, Ladd, Adams, flexing Price, flexing Myers. Really like that starting core. I also think made for TV, like I really don't like this strategy. But once again, May or Daniels, Laporta or Kittle, Bijan Jacobs, Neighbors, MH, flexing Burden, flexing Henderson. There's so much upside to that starting core. There really is. Steven had a pretty good draft. Burrow, likely, Chase, Nico, Love, Monty, Olave. That last flex, Godwin, Diggs, or Bill is very doable. Steven had a pretty good draft. I like Tajay Spears and Keenan Allen, even Rashid Shaheed. It's funny, I'm in the process of editing the fantasy endgame video that will come out Monday. Sneak peek here. Talking about like late round, like players that could shock you this year. They definitely talk about Bill. They talk about Godwin. They talk about Shaheed. Some very good analytics backing up those players. And also on that channel, they talked a lot about Spears and Isaiah Likely as of late. But yeah, I think Steven actually got some really good value in this draft when it's all said and done. Andrea's squad's pretty solid here too. Purdy or Goff, Ferguson, Judkins, Pollard, Amon-Ra, London, Smitty, Robinson. Yeah. But honestly, just a good draft overall, guys. It always is. It always is. Malik Willis or Shuck, your preferred quarterback week one? Definitely Shuck for me. Steven's original YouTube account. Yeah. Happy New Year, China. I didn't. Let's go. Let's go. Thanks for the free stuff tonight. Swole Chase's team is nasty. Knicks was a great value. Knicks, Kelsey or Andrews, C Mac, Henry, Higgins, Pickens, and Doomsday. And yeah, that flex is, you can definitely figure out. It is a very solid spot. I mean, overall, like I said, just a good draft for everybody. It really was. I think I'm okay with this squad. Projected to lose to Chase by 20 points. Like, how's that even possible? They got Dallas Goddard projected at 8 points. Who they? Oh, because you got C Mac and Henry, Pickens, Higgins. We'll give them some juice projections for sure. Just fair. See what happens. Probably draft a team you like. Only took me a couple of years. That can't be the first team you've ever drafted. J-Dub likes a squad. Yeah, it could be Cyrus Allen as your keeper there. For sure. All right, guys. Congrats. You did it, League One. There's your draft for the year. Cross our fingers, no injuries. All right, I'm going to throw together the best ball draft. We'll just hang out for a little bit longer. Congrats to everyone in League One. We did it. I don't know, guys. What contest are we feeling tonight? 6-man drafts, 50K to first. That's just wild. First quarter? I might just do a best ball mania. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'll wait to see if you guys have any thought. Load some money in, J-Dubs. Load some money up. All right, that was an exciting draft. Third team's pretty good. Pretty good spot to be cinema. First quarter does interest me. Yeah, so no more weekly winners, right? Like this is kind of close to weekly winners. Like if they do this every couple of weeks, 100K to first. Let's do a first quarter. I want to do a first quarter. Or do we want to do best ball? Are you saying you call it like the time or the do I need to count down type thing or which contest? I don't care which contest we do. Blazing 540. Thanks for hanging out tonight. We'll catch you next time. Let's do a first quarter. All right, I'm going to enter at 10:21 p.m. Eastern time. You know what? Screw it. You're ready. I'm going to count down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm in. 3 spots, 2 spots. I got to pee. I'll be right back, guys. Oh, God. Oh, I thought I was on the clock. It freaked me out. I was like, how am I getting Gibbs at 6? It's like, is this real life? All right, let's go. J Dubs is in the. We're right next to each other. J Dubs is in the house. Let's go. Let's go. Cowboys and Cardinals are playing. Joe Milton has thrown a tutty. I don't know to who. I'm gonna go Amon Ra. I think the Cowboys just scored a touchdown. I'm sure there's some sort of like specific strategy here. But I don't even care. I'm just gonna try and draft a good team and hope it's a good team for the first 4 weeks. That's my only strategy here. Yeah, like who do we think is going to be like? Is there really any other strategy other than just drafting a good team? Looking for immediate value, no upside. What's up, Pronto Joey? Sun God is always the safe pick, that's for sure. Yeah, for anyone tuning in, this is a little bit of a different draft here. Just going off of the first 4 weeks of the season. Should be fun. I'm gonna go AJ Brown. Go back to back wide receiver here. Yeah, I was trying to who scored for the Cowboys. I guess Minshew's playing awful. I don't think anyone of importance is playing for the Cardinals. Yeah, I still have no idea who scored for the Cowboys, but I guess at this point it's not. Oh, here I found Malik Davis. Yeah, it doesn't show on my end yet, but I just saw the replay. So yeah, definitely not anyone of super importance. Yeah, I figured you're debating AJ Brown or Genty. You really can't go wrong there, in my opinion. I can see myself really getting into this contest here. Well, I've never been like successful like weekly winners, for example. I definitely see people going a little bit more aggressive at tight end and quarterback here. I like these type of contests too because I'll draft some weird teams. I almost went Javante there. I'll go aggressive at wide receiver to start. Have some fun with it, you know. Tua scares you, like in terms of Drake London. I'm definitely on that same train. Dang, Harrison Bucker kicked a 69-yard field goal. $54. 43 and 54. feel like it's almost better to go aggro running back than aggro wide receiver in this contest. Yeah, and then you got like these injured players like Hall, Love, Jacobs with his situation. I really like Scatabo in this range. Yeah, I want to keep beating against the grain here. I'm gonna go Adams. Does anyone have a week 4 bye week? I think yeah, week 5 is the earliest. Loveland there. I like Scatabo there a lot. Still the same setup here, right? 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 flex. Okay. Little cluster running backs gone. Man, I wanted Price. Wanted Price, but that's okay. I think. Let's see what CC Gobbler is going to do. There's Roma Dunze. I'll go Bucky. Bucky, I need you to pull through. I just need you for 4 weeks, man. That's all I need. It's kind of the advantage where you really think about these type of contests is like you don't even specifically really need depth. Like if I really thought that Amon Ra, AJ Brown, Ladd, and Adams were going to stay healthy for the first 4 weeks of the season, I don't need to draft another wide receiver in this draft. Not particularly saying that's what I'm going to do, but of course, there's a lot of risk there if one of them were to get hurt. But a little bit of risk is fun, I think. I'm actually a little bit surprised that quarterbacks aren't going more aggressive. Yeah, I could see myself really getting into this contest. Good payout too. I'm gonna go Henderson. I really close to going Luther Burden there, but I need a running back here. But Burden feels like a sneaky great value there. I guess the injury may be scaring some people off here, being that this is only weeks 1 through 4. But yeah, Burden is a great pick there. I like the Marvin Harrison pick too, J-Dubs. Yeah, I completely agree, J-Dubs. That was part of my like that would just make my wide receivers crazy that maybe the running backs don't even need to be that good, you know? Then I was pretty worried about this next tier of running backs. Although I think these guys could be potential RB2s. Now my running backs are just really boomer bust. And if they were to bust, then this team would be lost for sure. QJ is a great pick here, man. Herbert's gone. I'm going to take Sutton. Trying to map out a little bit of what I might do. Well, now I got good wide receivers. We might have to rip another one of these. Ooh, I really wanted Jordan Mason with this next pick. That's the thing. ADP in this type of contest is not going to be the same as like any other contest, even though it's going off of those same contests. Run at QB there. I like the Dolphins pick. I actually really do. I'm going to Rico Dowdle. Kind of like all the split backfields over here. Dolphins is a nice pick there. Definitely in this type of format too. No, he'll be healthy those first 4 games. Whatever happens after that is whatever happens. Goes Dart. Actually, kind of like RJ Harvey too. Blake Corum gone. I also feel like some of these handcuff running backs are going to have less value in this type of contest, you know? Couple players I like right here. I really like Bill here, but I'm gonna take my first. Oh, I missed my pick. Oh, whoops. Well, I got the golf stack with Amon Ra. Can't go wrong there. Bill was a good pick. Kind of wanted Bill there. Go Stribling. But yeah, I feel like some of the handcuffs have lesser value here. I don't think they're going to do a whole lot the first couple weeks. The thing I like about this type of contest is you can kind of just go against the grain. A lot less risk involved. What are we doing here, J Dubs? You got a nice little squad over there. Meyer's a good pick. All right, I meant to take Matthew Stafford as my last pick. Take him here. I think the Rams are going to be really good the first 4 weeks of the season. And get that stack with Adams. Kittle was a tough for me to pass on there for sure. If he's ready week 1, tremendous amount of upside there. All right, picking again at 126. Bijan, Gente, Vele, or Monty, Olave, and Hampton. Man, I really like Olave. I really like Hampton. But it's probably Bijan and Gente. Like, I feel like that's still too much value to pass on as much as I really like those other two guys. Vele and Monty are kind of like irrelevant for me. It really boils down to Bijan, Gente, Olave, Hampton. I think you could really argue it either direction. But I think it had to be Bijan and Gente for me. Rashad White is gone. I'm just taking my tight end. Take Ferguson here. I got no beef with that whatsoever. Thought about trying to push Ferguson, but yeah, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. I like Woody Marks. I think that's a good pick there. It's Kyler. You guys see Chick-fil-A's chicken and waffle sandwiches now? Unbelievable that I don't have one of those in front of me right now. Jawan Johnson's gone. He's a great value here. I'm glad I'm starting to see Jawan rise up a little bit on draft boards. He deserves to be. Sammy D's gone. Man, I like Tyler Algier a lot here, especially with the Jeremiah Love news. I mean, Jeremiah Love could be out there week one, but my situation here is my RB4. That feels like a great value. I actually really like this team. I know the running backs aren't great, but if they can hold, this team could be something. Yeah, I'm interested to see some like the later round picks in this format. Ooh, Marshawn Lloyd, a good pick there. Yeah, I really don't know if there's any other running backs. Well, maybe Tracy, but outside that, any other running backs I would take in this contest. And obviously, he's starting to throw some darts at the end of the draft, but there's Cyrus Allen. Man, I actually started to really want Tracy there, but I like Keenan Allen here. Josh Downs is banged up. If Alec Pierce is banged up, if one of the others banged up, Keenan Allen can last me 4 games. This contest is only through the first 4 weeks, so I like that. I like Dalton Schultz a lot with the Higgins injury. I think that's a really smart pick. The other advantage here is you don't really have to worry about bye weeks or overstacking bye weeks in this contest. Hunter Henry fell a bit against ADP there. I wanted AJ Barner. Okay, Ferguson, I'm really gonna need you to pull through, man. You're my guy now. Tight ends are not that good. It started to draw some interest in the Terrence Ferguson in this draft, but no more. Devon Bailey is a smart pick. Jacoby Lane, good pick. I'm gonna go Jawan Jennings here. I actually really like that pick. Yeah, we're gonna have to get more of this contest in, that's for sure. Only thing I don't love about this team is the tight end position, which is okay. I mean, I'm at a point where I might draft TJ Hawkinson. Might have to draft. See, Charbonnet makes. I mean, Charbonnet is not going to be ready at the beginning of the season, right? I didn't think he'd get drafted. I guess maybe comparatively speaking, yeah, because like Jordan Tyson's pushed all the way back here. Surprised Charbonnet isn't also pushed all the way back. There goes Tyson. Honestly, Tyson's probably a good pick. Even if he only plays weeks 3 and 4 or whatever. All right, I'm going to take Hawkinson because I really don't have a better option. But yeah, I was eyeing Malachi Fields as well. I thought I'd be able to get him at like 187. Honestly, with this build, I might draft 4 tight ends. But I guess it's just as good of an idea to take some shots at running back. Shots aren't going to be very pretty, though. And I still theoretically want to draft one more wide receiver. So I really have no idea what I'm going to do with these last couple picks. Jacob's not a big fan of my tight end, but I'll sacrifice being weak there. Yeah, I mean, did you get Likely? Yeah, Likely, Strange, Sadiq. And I'm basically in the same boat. This is one of those drafts where you want to scroll down a bit in the rankings. That's for sure. There's really like nobody at running back left here. Even wide receiver here, just kind of like, yeah. I was going to take the check. I was like, what do I really take here? I'll take the Niners backup running back. Dude, honestly, Jacoby Brissett's a great pick here. I'm just banking on these 2 quarterbacks here. Banking on Goff and Stafford. Only 4 weeks. I really need to draft another wide receiver. Gunnar Helm. I think I know what I'm going to do here. Try and wrap it up. Hey, all you can ask for is get past week 1. Bro, I wanted Colby Parkinson. I didn't think anyone was gonna draft Colby Parkinson. That's the worst. That's just the worst. Dude, Jake the Snake's gonna carry this team. Let's look at this. We got Goff. He's stacked with Amon Ra. Got Stafford. Stacked with Adams. Ferguson's just got a hold here. I really wanted Colby Parkinson. Goff and Stafford, Bucky Irving, Henderson, Rico Dowdle, Algier, Kalen Black, Emmett Johnson, Amon Ra, AJ Brown, Ladd, Devontae Adams, Sutton, Keenan Allen, Jawan Jennings, Jake Ferguson, TJ Hawkins. I really wanted to end this draft with Parkinson. I've never been sniped on Colby Parkinson. That is my late round guy. Oh man, tight end is gross. Absolutely gross. All right, James, we're definitely going to have to get more of these in over time. I'll rip some more tomorrow for sure. Yeah, that does that tight end. I'm not drafting another tight end. I'm gonna go Keon Coleman. I know he's banged up, but we'll take him here. Jacobs, let me look at your squad. Purdy, Darnold, Rogers. Purdy stacked with Evans. Darnold with JSN. See, I hate how it does this. I'll just look on here. So JSN, Genty, Javante, Scatabo, Evans, MH, Metcalf, Dobbins, Purdy, Myers, likely Darnold, Strange, Kobe Lane, Sadiq, Pacheco, Rogers, Noel. I don't dislike it. You also have Metcalf. So you got 3 stacked QB to tight ends. Good running back. Yeah, I like this squad. I mean, in a perfect world, you got Purdy, Genty, Javante, JSN, Evans, MH, flexing Scatabo or Metcalf or Dobbins or Myers. Like that flex is pretty open. Starting Isaiah likely. Some other names here. Yeah, I think it's a good team. How do you feel about this entry? I really tried to go 0 running back. I just need 4 weeks out of these running backs. We know that wide receivers should carry. So Goff, Stafford, Bucky, Henderson, Dowdle, Algier. Just 2 dart throws at running back with Kalen Black and Emmett Johnson. Like, are these guys really going to do anything in the first 4 weeks? Probably not, but there wasn't much to pick from at that point in the draft. Amon Ra, AJ Brown, Ladd, Adams, Sutton, Keenan Allen, Jawan Jennings, Keon Coleman, Jake Ferguson, Hawkinson. So, perfect world. Starting one of the 2 quarterbacks, Bucky and Henderson. Amon Ra, AJ Brown, Ladd, flexing Adams, starting Jake Ferguson. So, I just need the running backs to hit. Like, just give a good 4. And the wide receivers absolutely balling. A little scary. Running back's a little scary for sure. Jay, stoked for the draft tomorrow as well, brother. It's going to be a good one. Got another draft right before that draft. It'll be a fun night. Then, guys, I have 2 spots left in the 3 wide receiver league. It's $20 buy-in. We're supposed to draft Monday night. If I can't get it filled, probably by tomorrow night, I'm going to have to reschedule. But I think we can get it filled. I just need 2 spots. Fun league. I mean, we're going to get it filled either way, but I just want to get it filled in time to draft Monday. So Come join. Message me on Discord if you guys want it in the bottom of the chat. All right, I'm gonna just do one underdog draft for the night. How long have we been streaming? Yeah, 2 hours. But yeah, thank you guys again for those of you in League One. Congrats on League One's draft tonight. It's the beginning of the stream. For anyone who's confused, you can rewind. We just wanted to end on an underdog draft. And we did the first quarter, just still barely filled. I definitely want to do more of these. I really think this contest is interesting here. So I'll do more of these for sure. All right, man. I'll talk to you guys soon. We'll be back on tomorrow night for league number 3's draft. And then we'll be back on in one way or another on Monday night as well. So thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Thank you guys for drafting. Everyone who's in League One. J-Dub's good little underdog draft here at the end. So talk to you guys tomorrow.